Hi, if you teach pre-entry, basic ESOL literacy classes, and you're finding it difficult to get your students to write much, to practice in class much, and to improve their writing, then this video may be of use. My name's Dave Butler. I've been teaching this level for about 20 years, and a year or two ago, I released this book, Read and Write Every Day. Okay, so this book includes all the material you need to help students with reading and with writing, and there are also PowerPoint slides that go with this, which I'll show you. So this book can save you hours of time and help your students. And as I said, all the materials here, you don't need to spend, I used to spend hours looking for material and writing lesson plans. It includes all the material, and there's a kind of blueprint with this book that you can use, which I'll show you, and help them with their reading, help them with their writing. So, as I said, we're looking at writing today. Hang on, it's the wrong slide. Yeah, we're looking at writing. And yeah, as I said, there's a blueprint here. So I'll take you through the process. I'm gonna base it on this text, which is in the book. So there are the beauty of texts. Each unit in this book has one or two texts. So the beauty of the text is that you can build a whole lesson around this. There's a nice natural progression where the students practice reading a text and then they write something similar but personalized. And personalized has great impact, I think. It's much more meaningful for students if they write something personal about themselves. That's why these texts are in the first person. There's another video where I talk about the staging for a reading lesson. Okay. Um, so it might be a good idea to go and watch that, but you can carry on with this, no problem. So yeah, using this text, and I divide the lesson into three phases: before reading, while reading, and as I said, there's a video for those two phases, really, a separate video, and then after reading, which is what I'm going to talk about today. So, as you can see, this text is about this woman, Jo, and food she likes. So in the pre-reading stage, really, there's lots of as I said, looking at these three phases. So in the pre-reading, before reading, there's lots of pictures, and these are on PowerPoint slides, which I'll show you. Lots of pictures to get students into the topic. And then while reading, as I said, go and watch the video and I talk about all of the staging for that. But the important thing here is that the students have done lots of speaking around the topic. They've learned some vocabulary around the topic using the pictures, and they're into the whole kind of theme, the whole topic of food before they do the writing. So you've got them interested, lots of speaking before the writing. Okay. The speaking element is crucial because at this level, a lot of students have a stronger level of speaking and listening compared to reading and writing. So you're playing to their strengths. Also, if students speak about something before any literacy work, reading or writing, this is hugely helpful. It just prepares them really well to do that reading or writing because they've already encountered the word in its oral form, and then they read it or write it, and then they're linking the sound of a word to the spelling, which is basically phonics. So it just makes it more achievable. Okay. Remember, at this level, for students at this level, reading and writing is so difficult. So we're just kind of giving them as much support as we can and making everything much more doable because it's so difficult. Okay. So yeah, do some speaking then. So think about what they're going to write. So my aim here is everyone's going to write about something similar to the text I showed you. Yeah. So they're going to write, my name is Mustafa. I have breakfast at 8 o'clock. I like coffee. I have dinner at 10 o'clock. I like 10 o'clock's a bit late, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe at 7 o'clock. I like chicken and rice, something like that. So um, stage a speaking task where they basically say this, okay, in pairs or groups. Maybe groups of three is quite nice for this, okay? And they love speaking about food. They love speaking about their own personal preferences. So speak about this in groups, and then we do the writing. As I said earlier, I used to throw them quite quickly into the writing. I would say, "Oh, you've read about this, you've spoken about it. Now write." And I'd get maybe a line or two from the stronger students, from the weaker students, virtually nothing. I adapted this and I started boarding a model from a student. So I say, "Oh, Mustafa, tell me about what do you like?" And we would write, "My name is Mustafa. I have breakfast at 7 o'clock. I like coffee. I like toast." And then I would leave it on the board and I would say to everyone, change this for yourself. You can possibly guess what happened. Everyone just copied this one. Even some of them were suddenly called Mustafa. They all had breakfast at the same time as Mustafa. And I would say, "Oh, you like the same food as Mustafa?" And they would nod and say yes. So it wasn't working. So I thought I've got to get them to a stage where we can write, where everyone can write without copying. Okay. But I had this problem because obviously that's very difficult if you're this level. So I developed a technique where we needed more scaffolding, okay, more build up, more preparation to the writing. Okay. So as I said, lots of speaking beforehand, but then some preparation tasks, and these are all in the book. So preparation tasks such as a gap fill, which I can show you, maybe sometimes jumbled sentences, which they reorder. LSCWC is look, say, cover, write, check, which you may know. And I'll show you a few examples of these. So gap fill with the text about Joe. Okay, so there's a little bit of writing there, but they're using sentences here which they are going to use again to write about themselves. This is look, say, cover. So I've chosen words here. These are in the book, and I've chosen words which I've predicted are useful when they write their own text. Okay, so have is obviously useful because I have breakfast. So you look, if you think of the LSCWC, yeah, look at the word, say the word, and this is phonics. So they look at the words, they say have. See cover. Okay, so we're not copying the word. We're going to use our hand, cover the word on the paper. Okay, write the word, then crucial, check you spelt it correctly. Yeah, so it's students can get on with this by themselves with the teacher just monitoring to check everyone's okay. Um, because they're going to check back to the original. Okay, and obviously monitor because there may be a few spelling errors, but they do it 3 times. Okay, so again, 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 and the key here is they're practicing their spelling, and then if they do this type of task, they'll be more prepared to do some writing without copying. Okay, so then we do the writing without copying. Okay, and you can say to them, I say to my class, we're going to write, we don't want to copy. Okay, but we need a safety net because some of them look a bit scared at this point. So we have a safety net. Okay, so we say don't copy, but let me go through the safety net. Okay, so the safety net is that you close this book, okay, but you start writing, yeah, you start writing, and you can again you can board a model again. My name is Zeba. I have breakfast at 6 o'clock. I like tea. I like cereal. I don't know. Okay, so you have a model on the board, but you say to them, don't copy this, and you remove the model. Okay, and you say, write for you. Yeah, my name is Zeba. I write for you. This book is closed, but if you have a problem, let's say, for example, breakfast, that's quite difficult. It's quite a long word. It's a difficult word. Maybe you have a problem with breakfast. You can go to the page and look at this word, but don't copy it. You look at the word, then you close this book, then you write breakfast. So you've got a little safety net there. I have found that a lot of students try to do this writing task without looking, without opening the book. But if they need to do it, even more than once is fine, yeah. If you need to do it, but as long as you don't copy, yeah, you look at it, remember, close the book. Then this quite often this year, I've had a few examples this year where students have written and they've kept the book closed the whole time. And I had a nice situation recently where a student she finished writing. I was just kind of looking around the class, keeping an eye on everyone. Everyone was writing. It was quite nice. I was having a little break, to be honest, just sitting down. And I caught her eye, and she put her pencil down, and this big smile came over her face, and she looked really proud. And I don't think I hadn't seen her write before without copying, because a lot of students at this level, they're quite used to copying, they're quite comfortable with it. And she looked so proud. It was a great moment. Um, so yeah, as I say, I think students see it as a bit of a challenge. Let's try and write, but don't copy. Okay, so students write their texts. There are lots of opportunities now for some extra reading and writing. Okay, so don't just leave it there. Make the most of it. Self-correction is the first thing. So you look at, go and monitor and have a look at a student's text, give them some praise. Really good spelling, Mohammed. Well done. Really good spelling. Give them one or two areas to focus on for correction. Mohammed, there are no full stops. Can you write, maybe tell them how many? Can you write 4 full stops? Give them something more to do. You could underline one or two spelling mistakes. Just one or two spelling mistakes. Can you change those? Or it could be like even like one or two words are not written on the line. Have students write in pencil is key here. Yep. Rub it out. This one's on the line. Very good. But this one is not on the line. And you can rub it out and change it, write it on the line. Okay, so self-correction is excellent. More reading aloud. Okay, so put them in pairs. Read, and as I said, there's another video about reading aloud, but this is a key technique here. Read the text aloud with your partner. One student reads it aloud, the partner listens, okay, and then swap. LSCWC, look, say, cover, write, check. So we did it earlier on a single word. Let's do it on a text, and you can do it 2 or 3 words at a time. So they've got their text, yeah? My name is Fatana. I have breakfast at 8 o'clock. I like coffee. 3 words at a time, or 4 or 5. Cover, and you write it again below. So you're writing that text again for extra practice. Okay. Um, and that's good for homework as well. That's quite a nice task they can do at home. Okay, so make the most of it. Get more writing. We need them to write more than once. Yeah, it's quite a lot of work to get them to this stage where they write a text. So let's make the most of it. Right. So the key principles here: personalize. We need a text that's personalized. As I said, this book has personalized text throughout. It needs to be a text they're writing that everyone can write about. Everyone can write about food. Everyone can write about their country. Okay. As we said, lots of speaking before the writing. Use phonics. So if a student can't spell a word, encourage them to use the phonics. Yeah. So they can't spell coffee. So I'll think of the sounds. K, o, e. So that also can help them with the spelling. But as I said, they've got the safety net of looking back at the book. Self-correction, as we said, get some self-correction in there for the students. Repetition, they're not going to write this just once. That looks a cover on the text. They could write that 2 or 3 times, no problem. Okay, so easelbooks.com has this is a sample unit if you want to try this out and look at the material. It also has PowerPoint slides, and can I just show you where to go for the PowerPoint slides? Okay, so this is the easelbooks.com website. Go to books, read and write every day. Okay. So down here you can buy a copy. You can see you can download a sample unit here. Okay. And by the way, if you go to the homepage and join the mail list, you can receive a different sample unit. So you can get two sample units. If you go to extra resources and go to PowerPoint, okay. Then yeah, on this page, you've got links to Kahoot games. I'll make another video about the Kahoot games, but you've also got PowerPoint slides. So for that unit, for example, food, if you click download, it will download all of the PowerPoint slides for each lesson. So there'll be PowerPoint slides for the reading lessons, the writing lessons, the vocabulary, the phonics lessons, numeracy lessons. So there's different. So you just click on that. It will download this as a. That one didn't work. Why was that? Try a different one. I'll go and check that. I'll correct that if that's not working. You'll download them as a zip folder. Okay. So you'll get all of the PowerPoint slides for that unit. You can save that to your computer and use them in class with your students. Okay. So look in, I'll add links to the description as well, so you can easily find everything. There's the PowerPoints there, look. So you can easily find everything. And I'll be adding more videos, more how-to videos in future. Okay, thanks for watching and bye-bye.